And this is, Satan cannot say that these people are mine. He cannot say that. When they say, we disown you and the idols you worship beside God, we denounce you, and you will see nothing from us except animosity and hatred until you believe in God alone. And then we're given the example of Abraham and his father. However, a mistake was committed by Abraham when he said to his father, I will pray for your forgiveness, but I possess no power to protect you from God. Our Lord, we trust in you, we submit to you. To you is the final destiny. Our Lord, let's not be opposed by those who disbelieve, and forgive us. You are the Almighty, most wise. So I think we learn from this page that we just our stand must be firm, and it reminds us that we are here. All this trouble is because we rebelled. We did not make a firm stand on the side of God when the great feud happened. The jinns, for example, made a firm stand with Satan, and we didn't. We said maybe Satan can make it, can be a God. We did not make a firm stand with God. So this is our time to make up for it, and to denounce that wishy-washy stand that we had in the past. Okay, verse 6. A good example has been set by them for those who seek God and the last day. As for those who turn away, God is no need of them, most praiseworthy. God may change the animosity between you and them into love. See what I mean when I said make your stand known orally, publicly, and tell them it's okay, you can study and examine the evidence until God guides you. But make it known. Number 7, God is omnipotent, God is forgiver, most merciful. And these relationships are regulated by the next 2 verses. It tells you exactly how to behave towards whom. Number 8 says, God does not enjoin you from befriending those who do not fight you because of religion, and do not evict you from your homes. You may befriend them and be equitable towards them. God loves the equitable. So these are not considered enemies of God if they are not actively opposing you. They may be curious, they may be still looking, they may be still examining the evidence. You'll be able to tell if they are hostile or not. Number 9 tells you that God enjoins you only from befriending those who fight you because of religion, evict you from your homes, and band together with others to banish you. You shall not befriend them. Those who befriend them are the transgressors. If you are friends of somebody who's opposing God and His messenger, what does this tell about you? Yeah? Yes, or worse. Yes. You have to make your stand very firm on the side of God alone. If somebody is idolizing Muhammad or Jesus or Mary or some saint with God, you have to make your stand known that you don't like that you are not their friends until they abandon their idolatry and dedicate themselves to God alone. Otherwise we will be like them. This is throughout the Quran we see this. If you don't do that, you are like them, as guilty as they are.
Yeah, for example, you work in the same office with them, and provided they don't bother you, pay your own way.
Yes.
They pay their own way, and they don't bother you. You meet in the same restaurant.
Right.
You meet in the same clubs and all this kind of, play the same game, perhaps as a play snooker in the evening. Provided they don't bother you,
They don't bother you, they're not fighting you, then
yeah, you can
it's
talk
okay.
to them. They're neutral.
Yes,
Neutral, yeah.
they're neutral. There's still hope for them.
So there's no problem. You talk to them, you play around, joke with them,
Exactly.
religion aside.
Exactly. Yeah, verses 8 and 9 are really are the rule that covers the umbrella rule.
Can we do good to them? If an opportunity
If they're still neutral, yes. Especially if it's going to help them.
No, they declare themselves. They declare themselves that they are non-believers. Can we do good to them?
No, you better run away from them. They declare themselves as unbelievers. You better.
They need help,
No,
one kind or the other.
yes.
Help, some kind. Shall we help them?
Not if they declare themselves as unbelievers. They're enemies of God.
They
Yes.
have.
Yes. You have to run away from them. You don't help them.
Help them.
No. This is what, let's read it again. Number 9. God enjoins you from befriending those who fight you because of your religion. Evict you from your homes and band together with others to banish you. Better yet, if you look at verse number 1, it says, O you who believe, you shall not befriend my enemies and your enemies. So a person who declared himself as an unbeliever is an enemy of God. It shows the opposite side. Unless you have something else in mind as far as declare themselves unbelievers. Can you be more specific?
For sure. How a person can be included in number verse 8. These are not believers in faith.
But
They
they're
are
neutral.
disbelievers, and they are not actively fighting against believers. Because number 8, there are some people that they are not believers, but they do not believe, or maybe they are agnostic, maybe they are Christian or Jews, they worship, but they have no animosity, how to say, enmity in their heart.
There's no fighting, in other
They
words.
don't fight.
Will this define what you mean?
Exactly. Here, extending love and friendship to them. There is a wide margin between love and friendship.
Yes.
I personally, as a good Muslim, would like to love my enemy. I do not know whether that enemy is the enemy of God, but it says both your enemies and my enemies.
Yes.
But I am specifying that there is a person, I know that he is my enemy. I wouldn't call anyone my enemy, but I would say that this man has done bad to me. I would like to love him. I will respond by loving him.
Okay, is your enemy like in work circumstances?
Unless he goes a little too far by, as it says, that take my house, take my home away. Then of course I would retaliate differently.
Okay, if it is personal friction,
yes.
the Quran actually tells you to love your enemy.
Yes,
I mean, if it's a personal matter, like for example, he built his fence inside your territory instead of half yard inside your territory or something. This has nothing to do with God. And in fact, I don't know if the Arabic will mean anything to you. يَدْرَؤُونَ بِالْحَسَنَةِ السَّيِّئَةِ. In other words, if something does bad to you, you does good to them. Perhaps he will become your friend in the future. But here we're talking strictly religion, as far as worshipping God alone is concerned.
Yes.
So when you say my enemy,
the ultimate would be that he may turn to be a believer, because I am a believer.
Right, if you mean by my enemy is personal animosity, that is, the Quran tells you to do good to them, to love your enemy. But because you'll be fighting for your sake, not for God's sake. This is why the verse starts with my enemies. God is saying my enemies first. You shall not befriend my enemies and your enemies.
Because the enemy is also sure our enemy.
That's right. So the love and hate should be for the sake of God, not for our personal sake.
think these are not all idol worshippers, it's only the ones that actually fight.
Yes. You know, let us face it, when we grew up, they taught us idolatry, idol worship. We grew up as idol worshippers. All of us, this generation anyway. The new generation is cleaner than we are. But you give them a chance to see the truth. So if they're not fighting you, there is hope that someday may be better than you and me.
Yes. Yes, I was telling you, stay in the same office, you share the same restaurant and all this thing. And they are neutral, and they happen to be in need of some help. Now, won't you help them in such a situation?
You help them if they're not fighting you. If they're not actively fighting you, you help them, yes.
And in case, they need your help.
Yes, look on them as potential believers.
Yeah,
you're trying to woo them, actually.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can help them in such a situation. Yes. You can befriend them, help them.
That's what verse 8 is saying.
Yes, yeah.
Say, God does not prohibit you from befriending those who are not fighting you and not evicting you from your homes. Fighting you because of religion, excuse me, I have to add that 3 words.
Yeah.
Because of religion, not because of personal matters.
No, sure. Throughout the Quran, we see that we read that we should respect the relative.
Regard the relatives.
Regard
Yes.
the relative. And if one of our relatives is idol worship,
You disown them. No, excuse me, go on. I'm fighting you. I'm sorry. Yes.
If they declare that they believe in, they put Muhammad beside God, they declare.
But they're not fighting you.
But they are not fighting.
Fine.
But
it's okay. You can be their friends and love them and everything, and try to woo them to worshiping God alone.
In Jahadat, you guys. In Jahadat, that time you with God.
That's what I'm home. They don't even fight.
Oh, yes.
This is about the parents.
Only if they struggle against.
Yeah, no, she's talking about relatives like cousins, aunts, nephews, nieces, right?
Even if your parents, if they fight you, you still have to respect them.
That's right. But you don't obey them in that particular idol worship situation.
is there any difference between which relatives that you are asking?
Yeah, the parents have a special position. The parents, God says, don't say oof to them.
If they are idol worship, you should.
But God gives you permission to disobey them if they are forcing you to commit idolatry. Say, you must mention Muhammad and Ibrahim in your prayer, for example. You don't obey them. Say, okay, mom or dad, just keep. I understand your opinion and I appreciate your situation, but I'll do it my way.
Yeah.
It's my neck.
Yeah, it's like mine. They disagree with my being here, but they're not saying.
Of course, they don't know anything about us
No,
anyway.
They just kind of. I sent them some information, but they don't want to look at it.
Okay, let's see what the rest of the surah says. Verse 10, in case of war, O you who believe, when believing women abandon the enemy and ask for asylum with you, you shall test them. God is fully aware of their belief. Once you establish that they are believers, you shall not return them to the disbelievers. They are not lawful to remain married to them, nor shall the disbelievers be allowed to marry them. Give back the dowries that the disbelievers have paid. You commit no error by marrying them, so long as you pay them their due dowries. Do not keep disbelieving wives if they wish to join the enemy. You may ask them for the dowry you had paid, and they may ask for what they paid. This is God's rule. He rules among you. God is omniscient, most wise. This probably will never apply to us, but what this is saying is when two camps are fighting, one camp are disbelievers, another camp is believers, and some women on the disbeliever side join the believers, you do not have to obtain an official divorce for the women. You can consider them divorced without any official action. And the same if women from the believer's side decide to disbelieve and join the disbelievers' camp, God is actually telling the believers to give them back their dowries and divorce them. this is what they want. Number 11, if any of your wives join the enemies, I was a little ahead of myself. If any of your wives join the enemy's camp and you are forced to fight, you shall force the enemy to compensate the men who lost their wives by giving them what they spent on their wives. You shall reverence God in whom you believe. Number 12, O you prophet, when the believing women who abandoned the disbelievers to seek asylum with you pledge to you that they will not set up any idols beside God, nor steal, nor commit adultery, nor kill their children, nor fabricate any falsehood, nor disobey your righteous orders, you shall accept their pledge and pray to God to forgive them. God is forgiver, most merciful. Now, when number 12 says, "Oh, you prophet," what does this tell us? Because this is at the time of the Prophet Muhammad. It is not applicable to us. Starting at verse 10. Number 13, "O you who believe, do not befriend people with whom God is angry." This repeats verse 1 and verse 9. "O you who believe, do not befriend people with whom God is angry and who are hopelessly stuck in disbelief." It's very important, hopelessly stuck in disbelief. You have to use your own judgment if there is hope that the person may become a believer or not. And if there is hope that the person may become a believer, you better be as diplomatic as you can to help them. You have a lot at stake, by the way, when you do that. Because when you help somebody come to the truth, you get a lot of credit. So God gives us incentives. Lots of positive incentives to do that. So if you sense that there is hope, that the person may become a believer, you should be as diplomatic as can be. And you use your own judgment in that.
This well, why the Muslim Pittsburgh, this is the pledge they make women take when they
But there's no war, yeah, this is just in case of war. Yes. Yes, I know. They do all kinds of strange things. Hey! You made it! Come on in, come on in. Salam. Come on. Here, come here.
Oh, excellent. Hi. Salam. Sorry, that is locked.
Oh, no, it's fine.
The door was locked, but that's
with whom God is angry. These are the criteria. And who are hopelessly stuck in disbelief. Hopelessly stuck in disbelief. They are just as hopeless as the disbelievers who are already in the graves. In other words, there's absolutely no hope for them. Therefore, you cannot befriend them. This is where you have to use your own judgment.
Patience.
Yes.
Keep pursuing.
Yes.
Give up.
There he is. He's here. This is Montana.
very, very glad to be here.
The Canadian group were asking about you.
Yes. I hug everybody later. Hi, how are you?
Promise?
Yes. If you accept our dirty clothes and...
Yes.
Okay.
Let us finish the page 551. Surah 61, the column. Saf. In the name of God, most gracious, most merciful. Glorifying God is everything in the heavens and everything on earth. Think about that. Can we keep the kids quiet somehow? Tell them to lower their voices. Glorifying God is everything in the heavens and everything on earth. The carpet, the walls. Glorifying God. I think we went into details of this before. Feroz is kind of surprised. This carpet is made of certain atoms, and every atom has a certain number of electrons, and the electrons are rotating in specific orbits, and this is God's law, so they are glorifying God. In Surah 17, God says, وَإِن مِّن شَيْءٍ إِلَّا يُسَبِّحُ بِحَمْدِهِ. There is nothing that does not glorify God, even the disbelievers. And the rest of the verse, yes, said, we do not understand their glorification. So the disbelievers' body, the disbelievers cannot control the heartbeats, or the lungs breathing.
Only difference is they're doing it unwillingly.
Right.
Rashad, that is an interesting example of shadow.
Yes.
They disbelieve God, they think they disobey God, but their shadow obey God's rule and go to.
I was just writing a footnote about this yesterday, and I said that the solar clocks bear witness to that. There's a solar clock here in the university in front of the observatory. It's very accurate. It's based on the shadow. It tells you exactly what time it is. It's an eternal clock. So, glorifying God is everything in the heavens and everything on earth. He is the Almighty, most wise. O you who believe, why do you say what you do not do? Most abominable in the sight of God is that you say what you do not do. So if you're asking somebody to do the 5 prayers, you better be doing them yourself. Number 4, God loves those who fight in His cause to be united in one column, like the bricks in one wall. There shouldn't be any differences. They have to be one. This is why we see in Surah 6 that God condemns sectarianism. God says those who divide their religion into sects do not belong with God or the Prophet. And they hear this practically every day, but they still say, I'm a Shafi'i, I'm a Maliki, I'm a Hanbali, I'm a Sunni, I'm a Shi'i, Ahmadi. Yes. Barbara, what are you? MashaAllah, yes. I don't think we have any trouble under this roof saying who we are.
A lot of people, like at work, they ask and stuff. A lot of them, they just think, well, it's just another sect. And you go back and you explain it.
It's the only thing they know. But you go to any typical masjid in any Muslim country, and under the same roof you're going to find different sects.
Oh, today, Rashad, that Arab came.
Is he an Arab?
Yeah, he was Yemeni. Oh. And he came before, he said, now, this masjid, that masjid, there are a lot of hatred and bad things I hate there, I don't like, I want to make research, and they came to, only for this reason, they have trouble there.
Yes, they always do. They have fist fights. This is in every masjid, I know. So this surah is entitled the Saf, the column, like the bricks in one wall. Recall that Moses said to his people, O my people, why do you hurt me, even though you know that I am God's messenger to you? When they deviated, God diverted their hearts, for God does not guide the wicked people. So that's it. And then we're open to general discussions. Any questions, Azar? No. I don't believe it. Yes? Yesterday I asked do you have any questions, and how are you?
إن الذين فرقوا دينهم وكانوا شيعا
6159.
150.
Is there any specific rule that men always have to wear just in public or in your own house?
This is the way it came to us, order from Abraham. And usually, if God wants to set a precedent for the subsequent generations, God would create a situation or circumstances that will force this issue, and then we'll have a precedent that a woman is leading the prayer. But that never happened, and the innovations are a very serious matter. So just so we'll not start any innovation, we're keeping this this rule.
But I think in my own house, because my father always had to spend so much here, can you say I'm finding
I would say yes, because of this same reason. This has been always the rule, and any change in it would be an innovation. So it's not worth it. It's not worth it. But from the logical point of view, a woman leading the prayer is not the woman is dignified, and there will be more distracting for the men. It's very dangerous to start a new innovation, something new. Yes.
There's three places that.
That's a bad question. No, go ahead.
It talks about cuts in Quran. One is when they're cutting the thief's hand.
Yes.
The other one when Joseph, those ladies cut their hands. And the third one that Pharaoh tells those people who follow Moses to cut your hands and feet from alternate sides. Well, I don't know, but I mean, my question is the third one similar to the first or the second? So
Neither. The word used for Joseph and the women, and 19 verses later in Surah Joseph, and also cutting the hand of the thief, that's the same word. But the word used for the people who commit gross crimes and fight God, and the word that Pharaoh is using is different. Is qata'a and qatta'a. You see the difference?
I don't know.
No, listen, just listen to the voice. Qata'a. This is the root for the hand of the thief. But for the people who commit gross crimes, it's qatta'a.
So the thief and Joseph basically exactly the same.
Right. Same word, exactly.
What's the fourth one?
It is
qatta'a.
the people that fight against believers, they could be killed, and also.
Oh, that's the same one that Pharaoh.
Yes, like.
They commit heinous crimes. Stealing is a very specific crime.
Yes, the difference is very important because this root qatta'a is strongly punishment.
Yes.
The word ta'ala yufa'ilu taf'il is to make it stronger. Rather than qatta'a.
God give us mathematical evidence. So. Yes.
Earlier this afternoon when we were studying, the question came up about Juma prayer. If you came in and the first part of the first khutbah was given already, how many rak'ahs do you have to make?
2.
Could you talk about, elaborate a little, because it wasn't a very forward answer.
This is a straightforward answer. If you miss the whole khutbah and come with the people having doing the 2 rak'ahs, you do only 2 rak'ahs. Because you went to the place, and chances are you're going to ask the people what was the subject, what did they talk about. You'll be discussing it. Also, you're praying in a congregation, so the credit carries over, in other words. You cannot pray. Yes.
So even though you missed the whole thing,
If you give yourself a khutbah, you'll be accused of being a schizo. See, the word Jum'ah by definition is group. Yes, go ahead. You have a guest for one night.
Yes,
sure. Because you came too early.
she's over there. Yes. She's over there.
Go ahead. No, she wasn't. There she is. Yeah, go ahead. And do you need people to help you move in?
No, tomorrow.
We have great muscles. See, Sheikh Mahmoud's muscles and expressions and adibs.
Not tomorrow, inshallah. We have to take the
How about this? We'll get yes, let's say when? Tomorrow morning?
Yes, we have to take the, no, not tonight because they're closed. We have to take tomorrow morning. I'm pulling my car. We have to get it out of there.
Okay.
Then bring the car back.
Just say when and we'll be here. Inshallah. Atif? No, it's gone.
Thanks. Yeah.
Exactly. Go ahead.
This is a good point, but if you think further, God is capable to create a system that even if everybody is equal, and also can they survive. This God system now we're talking about, but God can create another system that even everybody could survive on the earth.
But we'll talk about the system we have now.
Okay. But it is possible for God, but why God decided on the system? I have also additionally another answer. The final is the most important thing, the test, the objective of the test, worship God alone. Everything, for example, to be poor or to be rich, you can see many rich people, they do not see the message because they are rich, they are proud, they don't involve, they don't take care. But many people, they accept. Sometimes differently, and this test, all poor to be poor or to be rich has the same disadvantage and advantage. If you look at the perspective of the test and the final result, they all have the same different but equal problems and equal advantages.
What is happening to communism today? Communism failed. Where Karl Marx said everybody all people have to be equal. Didn't work. Nasser destroyed Egypt using this principle. Because all of a sudden the boss will call somebody to do something. Say, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm just like you. And the whole country stopped from that moment.
I think if the system was Egypt said everything was equal and so on, and God would make it work also the other way, then we would have said, why God is not just, it's moral, everything is the same, why is it?
It's right.
Yes.
It's not exactly, it was the condition we accepted to come over here. For example, I asked God to send me over here. I'm going to have this much problem or the power here, everything, but still I would glorify you. Somebody asked me, okay, you make me, send me over there, make me change. Still I will glorify you or purify. This is the only condition we accepted before you came to this world.
Say it again.
Okay. Before we came to here, we accept all of things is going to happen for us. They say, send us to this world. For everything bad or good is going to happen for us. Instead, we are going to glorify you. Of course, some of us believe, some of us not. This is something we accepted that way.
We accepted the freedom of choice. We didn't. If you.
For example, one day you said, for example, the horse comes to this world and this.
Oh, I see. Yes. They submitted. Yeah, they submitted to God. The horse, the dog, the stars, the trees.
If you have, for example, a hard time with this community, they accept to come over here.
Not necessarily. They just accept to submit and to come to this world and perform certain functions in total submission. But we didn't know what we were in for. It's okay. Materials of this world, all that the disbelievers get. If it were not that all the people might become one disbelieving congregation, we would have granted everyone who disbelieves in the most gracious mansions with silver roofs and stairs upon which they could climb. So because this is all they get in this world, God's saying, their destiny is so awful in the hereafter that God wishes to give each one of them a few $1 million and a mansion and let them have fun here for 60 or 70 years. Because after that they're heading for hell. But then the test will become more difficult for the believers.
We read in the Quran that rich believer is better than poor. But throughout the Quran also we read that material is nothing and it's hereafter is better. But how come God is telling us that rich to be rich is better than to be poor?
Okay, let us say we're all poor. We're all believers. We're all believers and we we're very poor. How will you print this Quran for example? It's a good thing that we have this here and we sent it to Hajj Ali coming all the way from Nigeria because he received the message in the Quran. Books. Yes. Doesn't make any difference. Your dollar is already assigned to you, but go ahead and ask. The reason go ahead and ask and God says so is because it's a form of worship. When you ask God, but it will not make any difference. The dollars from birth to death are already assigned. Ask John about that.
Experience.
Yeah, good.
Old man.
But as it is, with the believers, you're guaranteed all your needs, your health, your wealth. Guaranteed a perfect life for a believer. And you may have zero in the bank. But you will not worry. And, you have peace of mind. And the IRS cannot touch you. You have your money deposited up there.
Yeah. And the title that rich believers better than poor believers, something is open to abuse or abuse. I think
anything is open to abuse.
Excuse me?
Anything is open to abuse. Anything, believe me.
Something that may be too open for abuse and people try and they against each other according to their money and this becomes, as I would say, like a company. Who has more money has a great thing, a mistake, and I don't know, that's something I feel.
That's what God said. Remember that the common denominator is believer. The rich believer is better than the poor believer.
There is encouragement. I think it could be told in different ways. Yeah. For example, believers try to be rich, must try to be rich and work hard.
Yes. You're not trying to be rich?
This is excuse me?
You're not, listen up a minute. Listen. You're not trying to be rich?
Who?
You.
How do you know?
I'm asking you. He's criticizing trying to be rich. Okay, now you're not trying to be rich? Do you want to be rich? I'm not excusing you.
But I think he said this is a good point. He said this is good.
No, he's saying it's not a good point.
No, I think he said
trying to be rich. Is that good or bad?
Depends on your priority. If you have other things to do, first of all,
yes.
You choose this and later.
Okay, let's take you for example. You want to be rich?
Sure, I want to be rich.
Why?
Well, why not?
I'm glad you're watching up away.
Sure, it's a good thing.
Yes.
But it is not just.
All right, so we agree. So that's it.
Yeah, for believers to be rich, sure, it's better to be poor, but.
Yes, thank you very much.
Put in this way, there are sometimes expression of a faith.
Yes.
If sometimes.
You don't want to say the rich believer is better than the poor believer?
This is something funny.
Yes, Hajj Alawi.
I think, yes, the rich believer is better than the poor believer in the sense that for the rich believer appreciate the gifts that are given to him as it's from God and then use these gifts in the cause of God,
exactly.
charity, building mosques, the cost of God generally, and do his other obligations, knowing very well that all these things are not his own making, not his own education, intelligence,
charity,
but they are from the Almighty Allah.
I'm telling you, it's not easy to be a rich believer. More difficult. Did you know that? It is more difficult. It is more responsibility. And I'll give you the example of Solomon. Okay. Solomon was very rich. Was the richest human alive. And he became distracted with his horses. What did he do? He got rid of his horses. Yes.
But by this way,
So it's very difficult because you get distracted.
by this way, can we say Solomon is better than Job? Because if you put this as a criteria,
Yes, the rich believer. Listen, there is nothing to know about the rich believer being better than the poor believer because God said so. So we can only debate on some details, but the principle, God already said the principle. The rich believer is better than the poor believer. Surah 16. We cannot fool around with the principle, but you can discuss.
These rich people are usually more difficult.
Yes.
To get into become a true believers.
Because they don't need God. This I'm using you as an example. Is it better for you to be poor or rich? You, as a believer. You're the same believer. Your belief in God is certain, inshallah. It will never change. Now, is it better for you to be poor or rich? For all concerned. Answer my question first and then is it better for you to be poor or rich, in your opinion? Is it better to be rich or poor? Sure what? Yes.
There's one point, Rashad.
Yes.
The word believer is not something, it is very relative subject. For example, there are maybe two believers, both of them believers, but one of them is more appreciated, but God didn't give it. God says, I give you, I will say, if God...
No, we're talking about equal believers. In belief, they're both believers. You've reached the top as far as belief is concerned. Right. Both of them are in the same taqwa, same belief, same degree of taqwa. Now, which one is better?
We cannot say this.
Why not? That's what God is saying. We're talking about two equal. Go ahead. You have some very good arguments.
Let's say there are two people. They both spend the same amount of time for this person, thinking about God, for example, read the Quran and whatever that you think is being right. To me, I think they won. I said they both have even the same knowledge. One can be lazy and say, okay, I need 8 hours of sleep. And I do whatever I do, and I only work for example 8 hours. The other one will say, okay, I sleep only 6 hours, I work harder, and if that's the reason that he became richer, he has more money, then to me, that person work harder. And we can say, yes, if their beliefs are the same, they are both righteous, their beliefs are the same, yes, that one is better because he work harder and achieve whatever we have.
No, even without working harder, so I want to, because I've seen people who don't work at all and they're very rich anyway. Yes, but if they are both believers, then the rich man, according to the Quran, what God is telling us is that the rich has a better chance to be charitable, to help the others, to publish the Quran, or whatever. The things that need money, the things that need money.
The poor believer, if one is poor, and if you are really a believer, imagine coming home, and as you come home, you fully well know that there is no food in the house, and time for best, just coming home around the sunset layers, and you have 4 or 5 kids in the house with the wife, and you went out to work, coming home, you couldn't get anything, and when you come into the house with the kids crying all over the places, and the wife making faces, you can hardly think of praying a Maghrib prayer at that time.
Yes.
But rich man, you don't have any of these problems.
And the moment you come home, you know, the food is there, the kids are playing with their motorbikes and all these things. You go straight in and home you happen.
You concentrate on the prayer. Yes. Yes. That also. Anyway, we cannot fool around with the principle that the rich believer is better than the poor believer. Edip wants to make a lot of money so he can publish a translation in Turkey and build a mosque in his hometown and buy a few dresses for Aquaman. He's going to be a millionaire, inshallah.
Is it possible believer be rich?
Yes. Huh? No? Why? Solomon was a believer. He was very, 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 very rich.
One year.
Huh?
One day, but I don't think a believer could be rich. Because when you become believer, I don't think you'll be able to be rich.
Why?
Because you are going to find the other book. You know you are going to visit the God, see the God, meet the God. So I think you are going to spend all of your money in the right way.
No, not necessarily. But he'll be a rich then. If he's spending all his money, he's rich. Also, we don't know how much money is written for us. So we have to work as hard as possible. It's God's perfect system.
Who knows how much
Yes.
assigned to you.
Yeah, we don't know. So we have to knock on all the doors. And one of them, some of them, the right ones will open. But you have to knock.
No way, he cannot be rich. They're not doing up himself, because he's working for government.
You never know. And somebody pushed the dog because it's getting cold to dress.
Isn't poor and rich relevant to the place that the poor and rich people is? Edip said just now about Solomon and Job. Job was rich within where Job was, what richness meant.
Job was rich, period.
He was very wealthy.
Yes.
For Job. So,
no, period. He was very wealthy, period.
Mm-hmm.
He became poor for a while.
Right, and then he
became twice as rich.
Yes. Right. So even though he wasn't as wealthy as Solomon, he was a wealthy person within that time. So poor and rich is relative to where poor and rich really is. Because in some places, rich may mean $1 million, and that's really wealthy. It can do just as much as $10 million may be able to do in another place.
Mm-hmm.
So poor and rich is relative to the place that it is. I think the statement of a rich believer is better than a poor is a very good character building statement for a believer. It gives you the need to strive. It makes you want to build yourself to do something, and it makes you want to give.
Yes. Definitely. Okay, I think we'll stop here. We usually read 2 pages every morning, and then we're open to discussion. Yes.
It means in this book.
Yes. Why? Also the hereafter. There will be ranks in the hereafter. I think this is where heaven and hell, we can think of it, if we apply the terms of this world, a ditch digger out, when it is 110 degrees here in Tucson, and somebody's digging ditches out there, He's hoping that he will save enough money someday to import cheese from Greece and sell it here. Stop. In other words, there is a hope that this will end the ditch digging. But if in the hereafter, a ditch digger is a ditch digger forever. There's no hope. This is why it is hell. So there are ranks over there, and when the people in hell are assigned those low ranks, they know that this is forever. There's no promotion.
God also said that closest to God is the most righteous.
Yes.
I think
over there, in the hereafter, there will be ranks. In fact, we have 3 general ranks. We have the high heaven, we have the low heaven, and then we have hell. So God gives us descriptions of the high heaven and the low heaven. In the high heaven, the water flows. In the low heaven, you have to pump. You have to work for it. Right? So that's the difference. Yeah, Surah 55. God describes the high heaven and the low heaven. And God says in the high heaven, the water flows like a spring. It's right there, ready. But in the lower heaven, you have to pump. It's all, of course, allegory, relative. You have to work for the water. God tells us in the high heaven there is all kinds of fruit. In the lower heaven, there is a limited number of fruit. God names certain fruits. But the high heaven, God says there's all kinds of fruit. So there are ranks and limitations even there.
I give you the ranks. God does say that closest to me is the most righteous.
Right.
So I don't see any mention about the hell. That's my question.
So the closest to God will be in the high heaven.
No,
I think
you talk about the hereafter?
Yeah.
Yeah, the closest to God will be in the high heaven.
Yeah, righteous, more righteous.
More righteous, not the most righteous and guilty.
I think, let me...
Yeah, but this implies being in the high heaven means wealthier, richer.
I think what he's asking is, does wealth here relate to wealth in the hereafter?
The richness of this world is different from the richness of the other.
Okay, you're saying that a rich believer here can be in a lower rank than a poor believer here? Over there?
I think that
that's right. You're right. It's not necessarily the same. If you take 2 believers, one is rich and one is poor here, this may be reversed over there. But in any case, yeah, I think I understand the question now. But in any case, it is fantastic triumph to be in the lower heaven or the high heaven over there. Yes. And there is no jealousy. There's no jealousy, and there is no. Everyone is perfectly happy. The jealousy will be erased from the dictionary in the heaven, the high heaven or the low heaven.
What do you mean?
You just know that feeling.
The feelings of ecstasy and joy and happiness. Yes. Yes.
My 11-year-old son was asking me, why do you have to eat in heaven? Do you age, do you change? For example, if I die at age 14.
You don't eat in heaven.
So why are fruits? Why God is telling you?
No, it's all allegory. There's no fruits.
Just to make us understand, if you
There's no trees and no fruits. Unless you want to, you can make them if you want to. Just look at them and reminisce about the first life.
Rivers of milk
and honey and wine.
What is this allegory?
It's all allegory.
Because we don't know what's real. We never see it.
That we like it here, but it doesn't feel that necessary.
You can describe it. It's something you can see.
For example, hell, the allegory is the hell, very high, and in the middle of it there is a tree. And if you accept tree here, like that we know, and fire that we know, the tree in the fire is contradiction. It's only allegory.
Yeah, but in the Quran they said in the hereafter when they see some kind of fruit, they remember and say this is exactly what God gave us the first time. The first time is not this life. The first time they remember exactly in the heaven. Yeah?
No, it's God says in the same verse that we thus give them allegorical descriptions.
Yeah, okay, but still.
وَأُتُبِهِ مُتَشَابِهٍ.
Okay. That I'm talking.
Oh no. This به متشابها. Her understanding is just different.
The same, yes, I know.
It's different.
We used to understand it this way.
Yes, we used to understand it. Anyway, also به متشابها, we had
means allegorical.
A similar not. Similar group.
This is an amazing play of words.
God says they have been given an allegory of paradise. This is expressing the meaning.
Yes, listen to look at this word mutashabihan.
Yes.
And the way God used it, it's amazing. Mutashabihan means similar. Mutashabihan also means allegorical. So people want to believe that this will get apples like the apples here and bananas like the bananas here. Fine, they will understand it that way.
What I thought we say.
By itself, an
allegory, yes. No, I said if the people, like in the past.
No, but Rashad, I mean, when I read this, I thought this is the allegory of the fruit, for example, but not the same as here, the light. The first, we remember in the day of resurrection, the heaven, everything, and we remember there, not here.
Yes, oh, okay.
And they say, oh,
okay, she's ahead of us, yes. No, she's ahead of both of us. Yeah. Wonderful. Their babies are supposed to be asleep at this time. I mean, look at John, he's not awake yet.
I can't.
Huh?
I can't.
MashaAllah.
When you are teaching, starting to teach, and after you said, okay, anybody have this question? Okay. And I think maybe when you teach us, and better to not, because I was the one that I interrupted by saying something. But it's not better to just listen and you teach, and after finish we just
No. Because this brings up lots of points.
You forget the question.
No. Water is the vast majority. We talk about the solid mass of the planet Earth. If you take the solid mass and compress it, the water will be 9 times as many, 90%.
Anyway, my suggestion was this, that living creature, because double here, living creature, hydrogen implies.
No, there is that in the earth, even the Earth.
Also, for example, stars.
Yes.
Stars, also creature of God.
Yes.
For example, there is no water in stars.
Mm-hmm.
Actually,
there is. You know what the sun is made of? Hydrogen. What's the water made of?
Hydrogen.
There is no way around it. Hydrogen oxygen, H2O. Adib has the flies. He has a pocket full of flies. He puts in the oatmeal.
What is this?
We'll never tell you. Just don't change. Stay at
Someday you might say something so we don't want to miss anything. Keep on saying.
God created every data. He has a good point. Adib has a very good point. Because God talks about the creatures that walk on their bellies like snakes, or 2 or 4. So God is talking about living creatures. It's a very good point that Adib is raising. But I like to give him rough time once. See how far I can push it. Because what makes this, he's talking about the stars and the sun and so on. But what makes this restricted to living creatures, like he said, is that God says some walk on 2 legs, some walk on their bellies. Now, living organisms are 85 to 99% water. We talk about plants, animals, and humans. 46. And life cannot sustain without water in those creatures, all of them. This is the one thing that's common to all living creatures is water. 46. We have sent down to you clarifying revelations. Then God guides whomever He wills in a straight path. God sends instructions through His messenger. They say, we believe in God and in the messenger, and we obey. But then some of them turn away. They are not believers. When they are invited to God and His messenger to judge among them, some of them get upset. Very best knows that. Huh? Quite a few of them. However, if the judgment is in their favor, they readily accept it. Is there a disease in their hearts? Are they doubtful? Are they afraid that God and His messenger may treat them unfairly? In fact, it is they who are unfair. Believers unhesitatingly obey God and His messenger. In 51, the only utterance of the believers whenever invited to God and His messenger to judge in their affairs is to say, we hear and we obey. These are the winners. Those who obey God and His messenger and reverence God and observe Him, these are the triumphant ones. They swear by God solemnly that if you commanded them to mobilize, they would mobilize. Say, do not swear. Obedience is an obligation. God is fully cognizant of everything you do. My own experiences with this is, for example, the issue of 40 years when it surfaced. There was so much opposition to it, mainly because we are mean creatures. Why does God put them in heaven? Put them all in hell. This is what they were telling me. And they argued, and we had to use a lot of discussion back and forth, which wasted a lot of time and effort. So had they say we hear and we obey, and then take off from that point, we would have saved a lot of time and effort. They would have saved themselves a lot of time. So this why God said the only utterance of the believers whenever invited to God and His messenger to judge in their affairs is to say, we hear and obey. These are the winners, because they saved their time and effort. There were quite a few people, this issue dragged with them for almost a year. And the funny thing is, some of them, I thought they accepted it. Then a year later, I found that they didn't. They're still having trouble with it.
Does it mean that they should not question anything or accept it without...
In fact, I did say now they should question it, but after accepting it. In other words, God says so, okay, we accept it. Now let us see. Why is God setting the age of 40? And why isn't it 45 or 30? We can discuss that, but after accepting it and knowing it. But what I found was they actually could not accept it. It didn't make sense to them. And I tell them, okay, well, give me the line. Where is the line, the cutoff line of responsibility? Is it 6 years? When somebody dies at the age of 7, does he go to, is he responsible? Or at the age of 17? 21? What is it? Give me, there's no age in the Quran except 40. For the age of responsibility. In other words, they were just objecting without having an alternative. Yes.
There's no age that you can start prayer and you're obligated to fast or anything like that?
Oh yeah.
Age like that?
Mm-hmm.
Which age is that?
That's about 1 week. True.
What does that mean?
Explain, Ahsan. You explain. Explain to others. To me.
You have to leave the hand.
Yeah.
What hand was due for that?
Did you see how they prayed? No, he started. I assure you, he started before 1 week. Actually, our babies start before they're born.
The tooth starts from the hospital.
Yes.
Before you go out.
You came here before house.
He will stand up. He will stand up. As soon as he can stand up, he will get ready. Only, just grow it.
Well, listen, Egypt's baby is not even 1 week yet, and he or she is listening to the Quran. Did you know that?
Like
Well, I understand. Deciding that it's obligated, if you don't do it, it's a sin. So it would be 40, so if you don't pray after 40, you're not committing any sin.
No, but you see, Hani will gain from this what he's doing, from his prayer. Because this is my personal experience, for example. I started like Hani and I never quit, and I think I'm benefiting from this.
My father is a
I think the question that also is maybe asking is, if you say the point is how do you say responsibility age is 40, we cannot ask people that younger than 40 you pray. Oh, maybe you say we have.
How do you make a decision?
But you
If you know that the person is going to die before 40, then you have
the point, Rashad, that we misunderstand, age 40 is the maximum age, the maximum limit, which if you, for example, if I am before 40, I heard the message, I know the truth. If I try to abuse it, God knows my innermost thoughts, and God will mislead me, and I may lose my chance if you believe it after 40.
Yes, there's more to it than that. There's more to it than this also. Although it will not happen, but theoretically, if a person is a strong believer at the age of 20, and he practices, and then he dies at the age of 35, he may go to the high heaven instead of the low heaven. There's a big difference there.
Because you have a chance of go to also.
This is a big hit. Yes, but to answer the Mehdi's question in more detail, we're required to make the decision before the age of 40. So how are you going to make a decision if you don't know about the prayers and the fasting and actually practice? Yeah.
You miss a prayer, we feel bad and we feel like it's not. But if anyone under 40, I mean, it's not that much pressure on you.
Sure.
Sometimes too lazy to get up for it.
No, but you're assuming that the person knows that he or she will die before 40.
But it isn't basically, I'm asking because in Iran and some other countries, and they have to put such a limited age of, like yours, I guess they're supposed to start praying at 9, like boys, 14, 15, something like that. Yeah, they have this.
I see, well, this is different.
They have no basis in basically.
Yeah, well, in the Sunni world, the age is 5, and you beat them at 7. This is the hadith.
Beat them at 7?
Yes. You say, teach your kids to pray at the age of 5 and beat them up at the age of 7. Or to pray. Who's that? Are you snickering? It's true. Say, مروا أبنائكم, you know this hadith, right? مروا أبنائكم بالصلاة ل5 سنين وضربوهم عليها ل7 سنين. Is it 7 or 10? 10. Okay, 10 years. Beat them when they reach 10.
You look at like the kids here, and they look like they're enjoying praying, and they should, but
they don't know it. They don't know anything. I mean, just all they know. They have to be there. It's natural for them. Just like eating, drinking, go to the bathroom.
You see how he runs to the prayer? I didn't even give him candy. Go get the candy. I forgot. He's not going for the candy.
He's not good for the candy.
Say, obey God and obey the messenger. If they refuse, then he is responsible for his obligations. And you are responsible for your obligations. If you obey him, you will be guided. The sole duty of the messenger is to deliver the message. So the criterion of obeying the messenger is whatever he's saying must be in the Quran, must be backed up by what God is saying. If it is not in the Quran, it's your obligation to disobey. Actually, this same surah, it says that. So the reason God is saying obey God and obey the messenger is that because the messenger conveys the word of God, the message.
Okay, excuse me. Somebody asked me about this. What happened if, we believe in the messenger of God, but what happened if he's human and he says something he mistakes? And Alhamdulillah, I showed them he did, and I explained, if you write and he is mistake, responsible for answer to God. But you have God said you have to obey Him. Either if you think maybe, this is right, man.
Yes. In other words, if in the day of judgment say, what did you believe that the age of 40 is this or that? Say, well, I believe your messenger. Then that will be an excuse. If I'm making a mistake, it will be my responsibility.
At the last line it says the sole duty of messenger is to deliver the message. So you can realize easily who is the real messenger.
Okay, God's promise, kings and queens on earth. One of the most important verses in the Quran. God promises, which means it's done, those among you who believe and lead a righteous life, that He would make them sovereigns on earth, as He did for those before them, and will establish for them the religion He has chosen for them, and will substitute peace and security for them in place of fear. All this because they worship Me alone, without setting up an idol beside Me. Those who disbelieve after this are the truly wicked. What more can you say? The believers have no fear and no grief. No fear, no grief.
Can I ask one more time what exactly righteous was? Because you did it last time in my place, but I was with my kids.
Yeah, righteous means abide by the Quran's commandments and the prohibitions. Very simple. And God gave us a very simple things to do.
At the first verse of the three categories of people.
Righteous.
Yes.
To reply to both submitters, Muslim and believer, submitter and Jew. But I guess one who becomes a believer, we have to appreciate this person.
Right.
How does one know what one has been saying?
If there is no more doubt, then you are a believer. The difference between a Muslim and a mu'min is the doubt. That's only the. So a Muslim is a person who believes in God, believes in the hereafter, leads the righteous life, does all the commandments and the prohibitions, but there are lingering doubts once in a while. When all these doubts are gone, then the person is a believer. A mu'min. Surah 49. And the Muslim and the Mu'min. Surah 49:11. Yeah.
You were discussing the third. You were saying there's always something like, you said, a lingering doubt. What are you protected when you're a Muslim or when you're a Muslim? So you're sure that God will protect you if you don't have to show it.
Right. It takes a believer. It takes a person. When we do the prayer, yes. When we come back to the prayer, give you candy. When you say Allahu Akbar, then pray. You thought you're the smartest one, right? Okay. Yeah, it takes a believer to know that he or she has insurance with God. I'm a solid believer. By the way, God tells us how to attain this certainty. It's at the end of Surah 15. It's the last verse. Surah 15, which is 99. You add that to the number of the Surah, you have 114. Which makes it very important. Page 267. It says, worship your Lord in order to attain certainty. So, a Muslim will do the 5 prayers, fast the month of Ramadan, and so on, and this is how he or she will attain certainty. All the doubts will be gone. Also, one of the functions of the miracle of Quran is to establish certainty, remove all doubts. So a person who understands the miracle of Quran will have no doubt. Right.
They just understand the miracle.
Yes.
And all doubt is.
That's right. This is at 74:31, where it says to remove all doubt from the hearts of the believers, even the Christians and Jews.
Now understand some headlines of your Muslim perspective that this, you have some new discovery.
Yes.
You have headlines that they have discovered.
Yes.
And the important thing is whether they understand or not.
Exactly.
If they understand, they
The only way to remind as a believer not practice religion all the time. You said someone said we believe you, then they change their mind. Exactly like I was before. I was Muslim, I pray occasionally, and then we do one and so after I forgot. So that's not it. When they say we believe you as a messenger, you are true, really. But you have no practice, so then you have to work. So it's not like
Muslim and believer, because don't say that you are Muslim, you are.
Not say you're mu'min, say you're until all doubts are gone. The difference between a Muslim and a mu'min is the doubt. Doubt. There is doubt, the person is not a mu'min yet.
Ashad, is that right that as soon as we
But
attain...
that's not, excuse me, that's not bad. It just means that the person is inching towards being a believer. It's like we're born babies first. You can't be born an adult. You have to be a baby first. This concept of born again Christian is true. You know, you can be a born again Muslim, but when you're born again, you're a baby, and you have to accept the fact that you must grow and develop slowly until you attain that stage of adulthood or maturity, certain.
We have a discussion that they say, okay, a lot of people they say we are believers in God, but they are not Muslim.
Yeah.
Believing in God.
Yes, that says don't say that.
No, they are Mormons. They are not Mormons.
They believe, but they haven't submitted.
Yes. Is there a word stronger than believe? Certain. But it's not applied. It's not used in the language. Like first you can say I believe and say I'm certain.
I'm certain.
I know.
I know.
Yeah.
Certain.
Yeah.
I'm certain. Beyond benefit.
I have to invent new vocabulary.
Yeah, because when they say believe, don't say I am Muslim, they will and they say we are believers, we are believing in God, but we are not believing in God.
But I think that the word submit should distinguish that. Because if they say we believe, then we can question them, have you submitted?
Yes.
The Quran also. When they say we have submitted, that means that they should be following the Quran.
Yes. I guess when a person says I submit, this means I apply to admit to the ability to first grade. So I'm going to sit and be a student. And when you go to a class, you are admitted into a class, we sit there and we listen to the teacher. So we submit, God being our teacher. Then we read the textbook. See what it says. Who's making noise over there? Who's the noisy kid?
So, as you say, Rashad, as soon as we get certainty, we attain certainty, then we are a moment, right? Yes. And at this case, our test will be finished, and everything will be smooth and good.
Yes. Yes.
Everything is fine. No.
Yeah, as soon as you attain certainty, is that right?
Yes, everything will be all right. Yes. Even if you go apply for a job and you don't get it, you'll understand.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Okay, I see what you're saying.
When like right now, I feel like 99% about prayer and everything, thank you, my child. And when I got the problems, I got it similar on heart. So I opened the Quran, alhamdulillah, God said, like in one of the verses, was saying that like take it easy, at this point God is purifying.
That's exactly what's happening. Just Exactly the dream. To answer the question, as I read 55 again. 55.
At the same Surah 24,
Right.
55. God promises those among you who believe and live a righteous life that He will make them
Sovereigns.
sovereign
Means kings
on
and
earth.
queens.
Right.
Just one word for it, instead of two words.
Right. As He did for those before them, and will establish for them the religion He has chosen for them, and will substitute peace and security for them in place of fear. All this because they worship me alone, without setting up any idol besides me.
Does that answer your question?
Pardon?
Does this answer your question?
Yes.
Substitute peace and security in place of fear. Everything will be alright.
What about in Surah 22, verse 15, which is happening we let go everything and just depend on God alone. And it doesn't matter what happens. It doesn't bother you.
Yes.
You just accept it the way God wants it.
Unless you want to follow some other translation, then you hang yourself.
Yeah.
It's true. They hang themselves. 22:15 is the verse where it's translated unanimously in all the other translations as, if you don't believe that God can help you in this world and forever, hang yourself. Really?
Yeah, yeah. That's what he said.
I thought you knew that.
Is it, well, in the
Okay, Cecilia, you have to read it for us.
in the advertisement for the cross, you
Huh?
have that
Thank God I never saw that.
Really?
in the pamphlet for
Oh.
the
I'm going to hung myself for it. I hung myself for it. Let me see. Oh, you like this, don't you?
There are several different interpretations on this, all of them funny from each other.
Yes.
The other one says, let him go to sky and open a hole from the sky. Look at this.
Must be Ibn Kathir.
No, this is their duty.
Maududi, yes. Well, this is a contemporary
Really
Mufassir.
funny.
He's more sophisticated.
This is hilarious.
This is modern.
But this is really good to show people how it's really been
This is
mistranslated.
hilarious.
This is wonderful.
If any thinks that God will not help him, his apostle, in this world and the hereafter, let him stretch out a rope to the ceiling and cut himself off. Then let him see whether his plan will remove that which enrages him.
After he's
Okay,
dead,
now, let us say you're a very careful person who wants to follow the Quran to the letter.
I'm dead. I'm dead. Wait, I'm finished.
Just read it carefully and see what he is trying to tell you and do it. Because it's important. This is God's message to you.
I'll be dead. I would have committed suicide.
So,
Yeah. Good God.
Rashad, what did I do? No, I criticized all Turkish also.
Yes, how dare you?
Translated this way. After my critics, I told them, to these translators, I said, if you think that you are right, now I challenge you, you help yourself and then think either you are right or you are not.
Now, can I read yours? Can I read yours?
Yes.
If anyone thinks that God cannot support him in this life and in the hereafter, then let him turn completely to his Creator in heaven and sever the dependency on anyone else. He will then see that this plan eliminates anything that bothers him. I mean, that is so clear. And it's real.
That's the message of the Quran.
In the context, you read from the words, the boat, and all.
Yeah, it is in context.
Is this.
This is out of context. Not at all. It won't work.
What the idol Muhammad is there.
Yes, yeah, they put Muhammad in the
mention of Muhammad.
There's no, it has nothing to do with Muhammad.
It has nothing to do with Muhammad at all. Because even the ayat before is talking about God admitting the believers and leading them into, they being led into a righteous life. It has nothing to do with Muhammad.
كنت قاعدة في الكرسي ده. كنت قاعدة في الكرسي ولا لا؟ Okay, well, go back to work and we'll see inshallah for Salat al-Asr.
Here's your pillow. It's,
I did. I was vice president of the Sunday Mosque. Then one day I told them not to follow Hadith and Sunnah, so the share account that sign is saying for sale, so I asked, and I bought it.
What we have, because we have something more here for the IT, the last little job. For example, something extra platform or this platform or something like that.
We're doing it. It's okay. We expanded it. The mosque was only up to here.
Yeah.
And then we added this part. So we keep expanding. I think we need the new expansion soon, inshallah.
It's getting there.
Last Friday we didn't find a place to sit down.
You're going to see people walking across.
I'm pretty sure, inshallah, we'll take the whole block. This whole block and we'll build it. We are.
We go and we create the other one.
No, I checked it out and the direction of Qibla is wrong, so I said, well, we'll not take it.
Is it wrong?
Yes. Qibla, they look in northeast. Yes. We designed the whole thing looking at northeast. Yes.
In the magnetic north.
Either that or we can just, you can move it. We'll do it.
Giant crane.
inside it, I didn't know outside of it.
Yes.
That is only the land is a problem. Building is not expensive. Purchase here the land is expensive.
Where? Here in Tucson?
Yeah, somewhere.
It's not expensive here. Besides, nothing is expensive for God. Like Carl Sagan says, God has billions and billions. Yes, he mimics Carl Sagan.
What is the one on Speedway?
Ahmadiyya.
How many miles are there?
How many? 3. Ahmadiyya. How many mosques? Yeah, 3 mosques. I should say how many Ahmadiyya.
How many are there?
Also 3 Ahmadiyya. 2 of them enforce it. Actually, this is a surgeon, an anesthetist, not a surgeon. He was making a lot of money and needs Ahmadiyya. And it's good for his IRS. So he built a mosque and imported 2 guys to take care of it. So the 3 of them.
Last night somebody asked me if I'm in the street and I have to do my prayer, and the mosque that is not belong to God. And can I go there and pray? I said no. You cannot.
Because there is a direct commandment saying don't, in a very strong way. لا تقم فيه أبدا.
This is the last place that you go there.
Yes.
You cannot find any place.
Right.
You have to go there.
Is it after the bathroom? After the bathroom?
Huh? No.
Because if you go there and worship, you accept the place that they worship.
918.
Actually, a house of Satan. Will you go in the house of Satan to pray?
No.
Because in Surah 9, really the commandment is very strong.
Yeah.
I used to be not sure. And then when I read this verse over and over, it says, لا تقم فيه أبدا. Do not ever.
Yes, so you shall
Yeah,
never.
because
You shall never pray in such a mosque.
I saw, and they didn't believe some of them. MashaAllah, I think just open this verse, it's very clear. Nobody can stop it.
About the kids that we were talking, I have a sign, inshallah, like
God is my witness and I'm not lying. The first time with Dr. I met Dr. Khalifa, Makan was maybe 3 or 4 months. And at that age, the kid doesn't talk. And he said 3 or 4 times, like, Allah, Allah. And then I forgot all about that. Last time Dr. Khalifa came to our place and he had lunch with us. And then the first group left to Taiba's place. And I went with my kids and Muhammad to Taiba's house. In the way, we were so excited that Muhammad started saying, Allah, Allah, like he was trying zikring while he was driving. And God is my witness, I'm not lying. He tried in my arms, he knows it. He pushed me, said, Allah, Allah. And then I didn't say anything. I was afraid. I tell Muhammad that, then Muhammad said, oh, Vicky, don't say it. I was just thinking, and then he turned at me and said, did you hear? He's trying to say Allah.
Yes.
3 times he said.
Translation.
I think that's why, like, the kids should.
Oh, they start very early. I was asking Matthew, I was not joking. 1 week. Then it turns out in the mother's womb they listen to the Quran. They're Baroni kids.
Yes.
They wanted Parivasa's recording.
Ilahi also.
Ilahi, yes.
Ilahi all the time.
Jahan was 7 when he was saying, Zikr in his sleep, Allah, Allah.
In his sleep? Yeah. This is amazing. Francisco sleeps here, and then I go to wake him up for Fajr. Here is a Chinese Mexican guy. Okay, wake up and he said, "La ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lahu." What's going on here? It's Francisco. Yes. I think it happens such prayer, but it's really fantastic. Because you don't think when you're getting up from your sleep.
Yeah.
Your brain is still asleep. In fact, when they interrogate prisoners, they want to hear the truth. They wake them up and ask them immediately a question. Where's your army camping? 3 blocks from here. What did you say? You cannot manipulate their brain.
One day my brother was in the army and he came home and he was really, he wants me to go to like one of my friends, a neighbor, to bring him to another city because it was very difficult. And he was asleep at the room, and I went to my neighbor, and he said, okay, bring him to talk with me, maybe and I went and I said,